Hey guys, I hope you're all doing really well today. So I'm coming to you with a review on two semi-new Clinique foundations. The first one is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. This one's in the glass tube and glass jar, rather, bottle, whatever you want to call it. And the next one is the Clinique Chubby in the Nude foundation stick. Okay, so these two I'm going to go ahead and review for you guys. I'm going to break down everything, compare everything. I've got these. I actually had a sample of this one for a while, but actually just playing with them, it's been a few weeks, so I think I can bring you some information. And I actually like both of them, so that's good. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. Okay, so this retails for $27. I got mine at Ulta, and I'm actually the darkest shade, 28 Clove. So the shade selection, I'm the darkest or the next to the darkest. It's kind of because there is a lot of shades. It has to be at least 15, 16, maybe pushing it by saying 20 shades of this foundation. It's just the color range. Now, before we get into this foundation, I actually have a mini version of the shade Golden. This is how I came about this. Sephora had a 100-point perk situation. This was use 100 points, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna try this. And I saw it for a while. They didn't have this shade in it. They only have very few, so I got the darkest one that I saw in the little selection, and this is Golden. So I knew I couldn't wear it as a foundation. This is number 24. My foundation is number 28. So I knew I couldn't wear it as a foundation, but I was like, okay, concealer. So the way it looks, this is a mini jar. This is like the deluxe sample size. I wish Sephora had more because I would have got a bunch more. But anyway, this is what it looks like, and it actually comes with this big dumb doe foot. This thing here, big dumb doe foot. Where do you see the foundation? So this is packaged just the way the full size would be packaged. Anyway, this is the shade Golden, and this is what I started using. It is a medium consistency. It's actually not super thick, creamy, but it's also not super liquidy enough to have a doe foot applicator. It reminds me of the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. But anyway, this is the shade Golden. So I'm using it as a concealer under my eyes, and I'm like, wow. First off, it goes on really smoothly. Again, this is the shade Golden. It goes on really smoothly, and I was using it as concealer. It reminded me of my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer so much. And so, excuse me. And so I was using it under the eyes. It brightened. It was definitely full coverage. Like, I didn't need an extra layer of like a skin tone or color corrector underneath of this concealer, and I would use this a lot. This is actually what I was using a lot of when I moved, and I only had a little bit of minimal makeup to carry with me to use on a daily basis, and so I was using this, and I would set it with some powder, and it was really good, lasts all day, really nice. And I'm like, okay, I need to try this foundation, because if this works really well under my eyes, I wonder how it would do all over the face. So I went ahead and purchased this one. So talking about the foundation, now that it matches my skin tone, it is a wonderful, yes, you can double as a concealer. If you're one of those people that don't like the super brightness, you just need extra coverage, then you definitely want to use this. This is giving me, I'm sorry, this is definitely giving me full coverage. I want to say high, I'm trying to think of the word, high, medium to full, because nowadays my full coverage, like what I'm judging is full coverage, I need to like reevaluate what I'm judging as full coverage. This one is more of a medium to full, meaning another layer will give it full. My full coverage, I guess my full coverage, I like, when I say full coverage, I want maximum coverage, but that's a different level. So full to me, I mean, but to everyone else maybe medium who needs, so definitely there. It's definitely there. It's not a tinted moisturizer. It's not a lightweight thing. This baby will have you looking flawless. So that's how I'm gonna put it. Anyway, you got this big doe foot. Emily Noel 83 calls it a buck foot. It's a big deer, big male deer. Anyway, so you get this big doe foot applicator, and you go ahead and I smeared all over my face. I actually used it to with a beauty blender, and it blended so well, gave me that airbrush look, and it was really, the word I'm looking for is really, it's, that's not the word I'm looking for, melted into my skin and made it look like skin, but flawless skin. The concealer, I was like, when I had the concealer, I loved this. I was like, let's see how the foundation works. This retails for $27, so it's less than $30. And I always thought, to be honest with you, Clinique was like expensive old lady makeup. Not lying to you. But $27 is in the reasonable range if you're talking something on the higher end side of Ulta, mid-range cosmetics, especially cosmetics that's been around for so long. Yes, it's $27. The packaging, I don't mind the packaging. I actually think the big doe foot is actually super fun. I love it. Yeah. Anything else you get? How much you get in here? You get 1 fluid ounce standard foundation. Is in a glass bottle. Don't know how you feel about that. So the shade selection is kind of, if you're darker than me, you may want to, you know, but I think there is a shade for everyone other than that under my shade, which is kind of sad as always, but that's okay. It's okay, because we're moving on up in the world. But I really do enjoy this foundation. Out of 5, I have to give it a 4.5. I'm docking a little bit of points because it's not like maximum coverage or super full coverage like I like, but it's definitely full to the average person, I guess. I do recommend it. As far as the longevity, it's not like my super long wearing foundation in the sense of I can go like a 16-hour day. You know, you have those. This gave me a solid 8 hours. It also, I didn't need to, what's the word? I needed to blot, but I didn't need to powder, if that makes, because it's a difference where you need to blot versus you need to put some powder on. You feel me? So I needed to blot probably around the 5 hour. But remember, I'm an extremely oily person, and that's good for me. 5 hours. That's good for me to just blot and keep it moving. Pretty decent, pretty average. It lasted, it still was intact. Like I could still see this foundation on my face at the end of the day, you know, after my whole day. It wasn't as vibrant and it was intact, but it wasn't as vibrant and as, what's the word? I can never think of words when I'm on camera. As fresh as when I first put it on, but again, it was very impressive. For $27, I really do enjoy this foundation. For it to be the heat and to be the summer, it held up really well. Again, I had to blot, but it held up really well. So yeah, I'm docking the points on shade selection, and because it wasn't like 100% perfect, but I really enjoy that. So then I was when I was in Ulta in the same hole, I actually was trying to spend my points. So I went on the other side of the Clinique wall, and they had this chubby in the nude stick. And this actually, I saw Shan XO review this, and she liked it, but so I was kind of familiar with it. I didn't know too much anymore about it, but I saw a YouTuber review it or what have you. So I was like, oh, I recognize that, you know, how that works. Now, this is the thing. I don't think these are the same collection. I don't know how Clinique works. I'm not really familiar with it. I am the shade 28 Clove in the Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer, but I am the shade, I hate this, 28 Curviest Clove in this. I don't know whether that extra adjective was needed. I don't think, I'm going to tell you something now, I know for sure. These colors are very, very close, but they're not the same. This, I can get away with. You know I like my foundations to, when you first apply them, to look a little yellow, look a little orange, and I blend them out. Y'all know that's how I do. So everyone says my foundation doesn't match my neck. That's how I wear my foundations. I go for the super yellow undertones, super golden undertones, and yeah, and I balance it out with powder. This is what I do. This bad boy, I put this, let me calm down. Taking away the way the behavior of the foundation, we're not even getting to that. When I tell you this is the best matching foundation for my skin I've ever come across in the history of my life, okay? I have foundations that match and like they look weird. The thing with when I do foundation, like when you put it on your skin, and of course it's not going to match instantly, but you blend it in and there you go. I swiped this on my face and it disappeared. This is the best matching foundation I have found. This is my skin in a tube, color wise. I don't know how they did it. I don't know why they don't match exactly. Like this one, you can still see this. If I use the doe foot, drop it on, you can see it, and then you blend out the foundation. I put this on my skin and it completely, look, let me do it on the camera. Dry my hand off. And it completely disappears. Let me make sure I'm in the frame. Where are we? God dang. Okay. Alright. Can you see me? Oh, breaking stuff. It disappeared. I know I put it there, that's my hand, but it's not a swatch. It's, when I tell you this is the best matching foundation I have come across for my skin tone ever. It completely disappeared. So I kind of overdid it because I was like, where is it? It completely disappeared. So I do like the liquid, the 2-in-1, a little bit more than this. This is more of a medium coverage stick. It is a foundation stick, so it's it has that concentrated color involved. It's thin. This gives me more of a greasy feel than the liquid. It's more of like a cream foundation, even though foundation stick it's soft. I like my foundation sticks to actually be a little bit more tough and thicker. So it gives me more of that greasy feel. By it matching my skin tone, I was just so excited. It gives me like a medium coverage. It looks pretty on the skin, but I kind of can't get over that greasy feel. I really need to set it with powder. This one is a matte finish where I don't necessarily have to set it with powder because of me and just makes me feel better to set it with powder. But just like based on the look of it, no, you don't have to. But this one I need to, it's a little slick for me. It is a little slick and a little bit thinner than an average stick foundation, but it matches my skin tone perfectly. So I'm going to sacrifice a little bit of powder because I was so impressed the way this matched. It was great. Anyway, I don't know why Curviest Clover just matches me. It's my color. I don't know. A little bit greasy. You get, how much product do you get in here? You get 0.21 ounces in here, or 6 grams. This is a fluid ounce, of course. So you get, this is $24. So this is only $3 less than this, but you get about 1/4 of the product. So, but depending on what you're looking for, if you're not a heavy foundation user, the coverage is enough where if you want to use it for a concealer, a light concealer, if you don't have a lot to cover, I can see people doing that. I would repurchase it simply for the color match. I've used this about 3-ish times, and this is what I have left, and I use a lot. So this is going to run out quick. It's $24, so I just want to let you know this is going to run out super, super fast. It really is. So that's kind of like a matte. I am going to give it a 4 because it matches my skin really well. It's not bad. It lasts long. It doesn't last as long as this, to be honest with you. It doesn't, but I can go through a work day decently with a couple blots and powder. I mean, you know, not that big of a deal. It is summertime. Super hot, super oily. So I'm putting these foundations to the worst test possible, but that's okay. But yeah, that color match thing blew my mind. Packaging is beautiful. The packaging, this packaging, refers to the color that's in the tube versus this is just a glass bottle, so you see all the foundation in the tube anyway. But that is pretty much my reviews on those. I don't know if I have anything else to say about them. Products sit well with this one. I set this one with powder, so I know how my products sit on powder. But with my blush and my highlight, even if I don't use powder, the products sit really well on it. Like, I feel like some foundations that are a little bit greasier or maybe a little bit wetter or don't set all the way down, powder products on top, like blushes and highlighters, instead of sitting on top and looking or like melting with it to make it look natural, kind of like it almost like sets the foundation and it doesn't look like a blush, or how it kind of doesn't look that great. But I don't need, with this one I can put my powder, the rest of my powder products on top of the foundation and they stay looking really nice. So I think that's it. If you have any other questions, comments, concerns about these two foundations or anything else I mentioned, feel free to leave them down below. So that's it. Until next time, I love you all, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.